Hi, everybody. Welcome to creating a threefold brochure with Adobe InDesign. I'm very excited that you guys are here and want to learn a little bit about InDesign. Some of you probably did not use InDesign before and still want to know some things about it. So when I'll start, I'm just going to go and run you over through the basic UI. Some of you used InDesign before and just want to see how to create a threefold brochure. So this is actually the brochure that we are going to create. Maybe a little bit different, but something like that. We call it Art and Music in Los Angeles, Hidden Gem, Experience Los Angeles. And that's going to be like the front. And the middle one is kind of like the mailer. And then if I go back to the second page over here, that's the inside, and it says Art and Music Downtown Los Angeles. And then I picked some places, Watts Tower, Frederick Wiseman Foundation, which is not actually downtown. I just realized that, but it's basically art and music. The Broad, Hauser and Wirth galleries in the art district area, and some things about the music center. And you see I have different kind of links over here. And if I jump to these links, you'll see the URL for the places I tried to go in and work with. So how do we start? I'm just going to click escape from my PDF. And then basically, I'm just going to go and open InDesign 2024. And if the first time you are using InDesign, you'll see the welcome page over here. All the way in the upper right corner, you'll see the area that I called it the gift, which is explore new and tips using Adobe InDesign. I'm just going to go in and just make the screen a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to show you the assets because I did send you assets. So if you feel like following me, you can. And if you just want to watch me, that's okay too. It's up to you. Everybody is a different learner. Some people like to do it step by step. Some people like to watch first and then have the asset and then go in and do it. So the assets that we have over here, I have it for you guys. I called it threefold brochure. And you see that I do have folders inside the area that I have here. And then I have the Photoshop files. So do you need to know Photoshop when you use InDesign? If you don't know Photoshop all the way, at least you need to work with somebody that will bring you some nice assets directly from Photoshop and save it preferably as an Adobe Photoshop file so you can go back and forth to Photoshop and then change the stuff that you link in if you don't like the stuff that you have. I'm just going to do something to start with. I'm going to just do Command I, and I want to make sure when I'm going to the area here, I'm going to open it in Adobe in Photoshop 2024, which is kind of like, okay. So now these are the assets that I have over here. Then other assets that I made, it is in Adobe Illustrator. I actually created the logo in Adobe Illustrator. I have the logo, the finished logo over here. I have the logo as a PDF file. And then you can see over here how to make it if you do. So I have also all the properties that I use. I use Myriad Pro. I use the size 222.4. And then these are the colors that I use over there. And all the way down, I have even the colors if you want to go and recreate the logo yourself. You're not going to need to do it because we're going to do everything in InDesign. And then if I go back here, I have the stuff here and I do have a template. So in the templates that I have here, I can open the template and then I can go back here and open it. And I have a template with a sketch and I have a template without a sketch. So I'm going to jump right away to InDesign. I'm going to do File and Open. And if I wanted to open a template in InDesign, I'm going to jump over to the template. And if I click threefold start INDT, which is InDesign template, and I'm going to open it normal, I'm going to click open and look how it opens over here. What a mess in my workspace over here. And why is it? Because the last time I worked with InDesign, I left it like this. So I'm going to go to my workspace, and then I'm going to reset the essential workspace, and you see everything is looking okay. So what do I have over here? Just a simple template for 3-fold brochure. If I'm clicking on the pages, you can see that in the master, I have outside and I have inside. And then if I go into the pages, you can see right away the pages, and I can start putting in some stuff that I have. If you guys did not use InDesign before, let me go in and just show you a few things. What about workspace? Under the window, you have different kind of workspaces. The essential workspace is actually the default one and doesn't have so many panels, but I can go actually to the essential classic. And if I go to the essential classic, and I'm going to go all the way here and kind of collapse it, this is what I get in Essential Classic. I get the pages, the layers, the links, stroke, color, swatch, and CC library. On the left side, I do have the toolbar, and the toolbar in InDesign is not as big as in Photoshop or as in Illustrator. But what if I wanted to create something else to it and add more stuff? I'm going to go to Window, and basically I'm going to go into Workspace, and I'm going to go to Advanced. Even though it's not Advanced class over here, the Advanced Workspace will have pages, layers, links, stroke, swatches, gradient, the CC library, and then we'll have Effect, object style, paragraph style, and character style, which really helps me to create the 3-fold brochure. On the left side, I'm going to go in and make that into 2 columns. But I'm going to go to the interactive area, and I'm going to bring the hyperlink. I want to bring the hyperlink and tab it to the side over here and make it a little bit smaller over here. And the CC library as well, I'm going to put over here. So what is the difference between a local library and a CC library? InDesign is the only one, the only software that they call their regular Creative Cloud library CC library. And why is that? Because you do have also a local library in InDesign that you can put assets in there and work with it. I might go in, and I'm going to open a local library. And this one is 3-fold brochure, INDL. It stands for InDesign Local Library. And I'm going to click open. And this is actually my local library. And look what I have over here. I do have the denser. I have the logos that I did before. I even have the music sample, and I do have some images, and I also have a white logo over here. This is, I want you to understand, it's a local library. So if I don't have these assets within somewhere in my hard drive or in a hard drive that connects to InDesign, it is not going to be part of it. But I'm going to go in and put it over here. Let's look at my CC libraries and see what I have here. I have all kind of CC library, and guess what? I do have art and music at downtown LA as well, and look what I have over here. I even have all the images from Photoshop directly over here if I feel like bringing it over. So I do have some stuff here. I created a Creative Cloud library. If I don't want to go in and play stuff, I just can go and bring it directly from the CC library. So you can see I have 2 kinds of libraries. What else can I do here in order to kind of save my workspace? I think this is more or less what I wanted here. I wanted the effect. I wanted the object style. So I'm going to go to my workspace, and I'm going to say new workspace. I'm going to call it Hana _ 3-fold. So now everything that I made here, it will capture right away the things that I have, and it's going to have it for me in the workspace over here. If you guys have any question about how to create the workspace, please let me know. I can go over it again. If you did it, yes, I know somebody says here that they did it already in Photoshop. It is the same way like you do it in Photoshop, in Premiere, in After Effects, and in Illustrator, and basically on most of the Adobe application that you have. You can create your own workspace and then bring it at any time that you want. So this is really my simple template. But I created another template to make our life a lot easier when we're creating the 3-fold brochure. I'm going to go to File and Open. And now I'm going to go in to the other template, and then I called it 3-fold sketch INDT. And I'm going to open it normal. So when you open it normal, this is what you get right now. If I'm going to my page panel and I'm going to click on the first area over here, which is the outside, look what I put in there. I kind of created for myself to make my life a little easier, almost like a little sketch. And I wrote for myself what to put inside the area that I have. I wrote here Symphony PSD and the size of the frame and where to put it. I wrote over here, frame, add color, and this is what I have over here. I wrote over here, music note optional, and then the size of the stuff that I have. I wrote for myself here to do maybe a white logo and all kind of stuff. And then over here, I wrote for myself to put a text frame, another text frame, and then to put the front art and music. So this is really cool. And then when I did that, I did it just with different colors. So for any kind of image frame, I actually use kind of a light green, and everything for a text frame to make it a little bit different, I end up using it for light blue. If I'm going to go back here to the other side over here, you can see over here that you have the inside of the brochure, and then this is what I have here. So I have the text that I'm going to put in there, and then I have the images and other information. I also went in all the way up at the top. I went in, and if I zoom into it, I wrote for myself inside left panel, inside center panel, inside panel fold in, and all the way over here, that's basically, it's going to be the front, the mailer, and the fold in that you have. So just going to be like both ways, and then you have the stuff. So this is the outside, this is the inside, which I started with something like with the parent pages, but then I went back to the pages. So now I kind of want to go in and save it right now, because you can see, because I opened the template, it says Untitled 2. I'm going to go in and do Save As, and then I'm going to save that I'm going to save that 3-fold underscore art in LA. So now I'm giving it a real name, and maybe I even can go in and say underscore November 2023, because that's when I'm making the brochure. And I'm going to save that as an InDesign document. And I'm going to click Save. I'm going to go to the empty one and then close it. I gave you an empty folder or empty template if you need to do your own brochure at any time. I'm not going to save that. So right now, because I saved it already, the template stayed untouched. I might go later and re-template the stuff that I have, because I'm going to want to have it maybe with colors, and I want to have it maybe with the paragraph and the character style that I have. So let's start. If you guys ready already, let's start in the stuff that we have. So what we are going to go in and do right now is the first thing we're going to do is we are basically going to go in and look at the colors that we want to go and create. So I'm going to go into my swatches panel. And if I have here the swatches panel, you can see that I already had the dark color over here that I created. And this dark color is, the cyan is 30, the magenta is 97. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to double click on it. And I'm going to create a color over here. So the cyan over here is going to go and be 30. The magenta is going to go in and be 97. The yellow is going to be 86. And then again, you can do any color that you want. I just decided on this color for some reason. And the black, the K is 15. And then if I click on the preview, this is what I have here. And I'm going to click OK. And this is basically the color that I have here. In the swatches panel, I can also go back here and say select all unused. And it's going to select the color that I didn't use in this one. So it's going to make the chaos of this template a little bit less because I'm going to have less colors. And I'm going to click here, and these are the colors that I have over here. I might go back here, and then I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to say the color is going to be maybe in a large thumbnail right now. So this is what I have. That's the new color that I just made right now. And by the way, all the colors in InDesign are global colors. So whenever you do one change, everything is going to change. I'm going to make it in a large list. It's not so large, but it is okay. So the first thing that I really wanted to do is I want to go in and place some stuff in the area that I have. So let's look at the area and then go in and jump over. So I'm going to go in and zoom out a little bit and then go back here to this area. And what it tells me over here is art and music. AI, that's going to be the AI file, and it actually has to go back here and be inside here. I'm going to go to my panel over here, and I'm going to go to my layers panel. So what do I have in my layers panel? I have the master items, I have images and graphics, and I have text contents over here. So if I'm going to go back here in this area and I want to put images and graphics over here, I basically going to go back here and then kind of select this area, and it is selected it for me right now. And I'm going to go back here and then I'm going to do file and place. So I'm going to go to edit. File, and I'm going to go to place, and the shortcut for it is Command D, and I'm going to go back here and do it. I don't want to put it in the master. I don't want to put it in the text contents. So I'm going to do image and graphics. Command or Control D, I'm going to go back here, and it is taking me to the area that I want to go in and put stuff in there. I want to put in there the stuff from Illustrator because I added the stuff and I have the Illustrator logo over here. And this is what I have. Art and music, Los Angeles, hidden gem over here. And this is what you have over here. So if I'm going to click and open that, this is basically the size that I want to go and put it here. So I can even go back here and click on that, and look what happened. I did it too big over here. So if I wanted to go inside the area, I'm just going to click and drag and make it more or less the size that I want. And this is art and music. And I basically can go back here and take away the stuff that I have over here. So I'm just going to go back here and take away the art and music that I have over here inside the area that I have here. So if I'm going to select that, I can go back here and put it inside here. And then if I click on it again, I can go in and then kind of like delete it. But what I really want to do right now, I want to go in and delete the stuff that I have here. And then I'm just going to go in here. And for some reason, let me see why I cannot actually go back here and delete it right now, because this is the area that I wanted to go back here and delete the art and music in here. I'm going to check it in my page panel, and I'm going to go back here and see if I have it. And for some reason, I want to go in and check to see if something was actually locked right now. Nothing is locked right now. So I'm going to go in and see why I don't see that. And then I'm just going to go into my Command Shift to my area here, and then basically go back here and change the stuff. So for some reason, I cannot see why can I not go in and go back and play with it. So maybe I locked something and then I cannot. Let me just see over here. Not good, not good, because I have something over here in the layer. And then, okay, I know what I did. I locked the layer. I basically locked the layer that I had here, and then I just locked it. So you don't want to lock stuff that actually you want to put something in there. Yay, me. I just locked it. So I'm going to go back here and then go in Art and Music. It's going to be 1.n and my 1.4. So I'm going to go and File and Place. And then I'm going to go into the logo over here. And I can drag and drop it over here. So I can go back here and see what I have there. And then I do not want to go in and wrap around the text. So look at that. I have Art and Music over here, and it's all good. And I'm going to start saving it. And then if I'm looking at my links panel, you can see that it's linked over here, and it is in my links panel. I'm going to go in actually to the layers panel, and then I'm going to click and drag it over to the image and graphics over here. The next thing I want to do here is I basically want to go back here, and then I want to go in and I want to put in some of the stuff, and I really want to go in and put an image inside. So I'm going to select that, and this is the image, and it tells me the Watchtower. I'm going to click, and then I'm going to right click on the image frame that I did, and I'm looking at the frame fitting option, and it tells me fill frame proportionally. Absolutely great. I told it to do that. Now I'm going to do Command or Control D, and I'm going in to the threefold brochure, and now I'm going to my Photoshop files. And this is actually how I set it up, because I want to put in the stuff, and these are the stuff that I'm using. So I have stuff that says Watchtower, and I have another Watchtower. If I click on the second one, it's basically going to click it, and this is what I get right now. This is the Watchtower that I have. But you can see here that because I have a mask here that I did in Photoshop before, and because my container is actually green, I see a little green area. If I don't want to see that, I will click on the container, go to either my properties, even going to either to my properties, which I failed to bring it in. So I'm going to bring my properties over here, and I'm going to go into my properties, and I'm going to say I don't want the container to have any color. So if I do none, look what I have right now. I have the beautiful Watchtower, and I created the layer mask in Photoshop. If I click on the letter W right now, I get a preview of the brochure right now, and it is going to look like this when it prints, because I do have some bleeds in the corner, and it goes bleed to bleed. I'm going to zoom back to this area here. And here I'm zooming here, and you can see I gave myself some information when I created this template. I wrote text frame, which a certain size, and another text frame that was a certain size that I have over here. And what do I want to write in the text frame over here? I'm going to go back here, and then the text frame, I'm going to click on the top one. Oops, I'm going to go in, I'm going to click on the top one, and that's a text frame. And I'm going to click on the top one over here. And what do I want to go and put in there? I want to put in there the next word that says experience Los Angeles. Do I have this text in some kind of Word format? Yes, I do that if I want to just go and copy it. If I go to File and Place, and then I'm going to my text document, I have different kind of document. Text to insert, this is just a journal doc, and it says Experience Los Angeles. I have a link over here, I have the address, and I have front small title. I have another one over here that tells you the title on the other side and the inside information. I'm not going to replace anything. I'm just going to go in and open that. And basically, I'm just going to plug it over here that I have this one over here. And then I'm going to go back here and just copy the word experience. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to copy it. And then actually, I'm going to put it inside here and paste. And why does it go directly inside the area that I have? Because this is how I told my type to be inside the area over here. So now I'm going to go in and select the text frame. And once again, I'm going to go to my properties and say no fill. And you're going to ask me, why did I fill it with something? Because if I said no fill, maybe I won't see my text frame. I'm going to select that. And then once I'm going to select that, I'm actually going to go back here and give it some kind of, I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to go in and make that a certain kind of typeface. So what I wanted to go back here, I'm going to go in and make that Arial, and I'm going to make that size 18. I'm going to make that bold italic. And then I'm going to go and make it optical kerning. And then if I want to do any kind of tracking, the space within the area, I see it 25 over here. And now I'm going to go in and choose the color that I gave it for. And then this one is the color that I have over here, which is cyan 30, magenta 97, yellow 86, and black 15, and this is what I have. And I have Experience Los Angeles over here. I'm saving it. Do I need to create a paragraph style to it? Only if I want. So I'm going to go in and double click on it, go to my paragraph style over here, and then I do have the styles over here already. But if I want to go in and create some kind of style, I'm going to go to the flyout menu. I'm going to say new paragraph style, and I'm going to call it front heading. And then I can go back here and say apply to selection. And if I want to bring it to my art and music in a library, Creative Cloud Library. I can preview over here, and it is going to go in and go directly to my library. So I'm going to click on that. And then if I click, you can see over here that I have it. And this is the front subheading the front heading that I have over here. And this is what I have. It's all good. What else do I want to put in this area over here? I want to put a link inside. So I'm going to go and click inside over here. And then I'm going to go in and copy the link that I have over here. So I already put myself the link. So before you start creating a threefold brochure, you basically want to start looking at stuff and creating stuff over here. And then I have here www.discoverlosangeles.com. So I'm going to go in and double click on it, and then copy it. And then I'm going to click inside here and paste. And this is what I have right now. I'm going to highlight the link that I have over here. Double click on it. And then now I'm going to create a link to it. So I'm going to go back here, and in the character style, I'm going to say, oh, before that, actually, I need to go to create the URL. So I'm going to go back and say new hyperlink. If I do new hyperlink, I'm going to paste the hyperlink over here and click OK. And it's asking me if I have any paragraph style to it. If I already made a paragraph style to it, I can put it in. If I didn't make a paragraph style to it, I can go in and create a new paragraph style or character style. I created a white hyperlink style over here, and I'm going to click OK, and look what happened over here. I don't really see it right now because I do have a different kind of a container. I'm going to select the container right now, and then go into my properties and click on the fill and go in and fill it with the same color that I had before. But in this case, I'm going to make that 100% over here, and look what I have here. I do have the colors that I have here: Experience Los Angeles, Discover Los Angeles over here, and it's all good. So if I zoom out to it, I have kind of like the first panel of the stuff that I have. It is here. But what I really want to do, I want to select and click on the image, click on the two text frames, and go to my layers and make sure that it is inside the graphic style over here. So I'm going to click and put it over. So now it is inside this layer. You can see that it's in the layer, and I have it over here, and I can go and work with the layers panel and see how it works. So now the next thing that I want to do is I basically want to go in and create the other panel over here. So the first thing I have is this panel. I'm simply going to go in to this panel, and then I'm going to go into my swatches, and I'm going to go in and give it this color over here, which is the same color that I had before. And this is the color that I had over here. So basically, I have the color over here that matching the color that I have there. Let me just check for a minute. I'm going to do something and want to show you. Do you see the art and music? I'm going to click on the art and music with my eyedropper, which is the color theme eyedropper. And I'm going to click on it, and look what I get over here. I basically get the color that I have over here. And then if I'm going to go back here, I'm going to go in and click on the bright colors that I have. And I want to use this color over here. So now I have some accurate color that I have here. So I might go back here to this frame and make that the color of that. I'm going to go in to the text over here, and I'm going to double click on it. And then I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to go into this frame, and I'm going to click on this color. So now you can see I have the accurate color from my logo that I have. Is everybody with me so far? So we're looking at the template, and we're putting in the asset that we have. Highly recommended when you do a threefold brochure or any brochure in InDesign, do a sketch ahead of time. Create all the assets in Photoshop and Illustrator to have them somewhere, and create a sketch like I created over here inside InDesign, or just create a sketch with pencil and paper and tell yourself, where do you want the stuff to be? So life's going to be so much easier while you work with it. So that's going to be so much fun when you're working with it. So now I can go back here, and then I'm going to decide that I don't want to put inside right now anything. Maybe later I'm going to put something in there. But I'm going to zoom in because depending on the brochure that I'm going to make. So now I'm going to go in, and here I want to put the white logo. So I'm going to do File and Place, and then I'm going to jump to my Illustrator file, and I have a white logo. And then I'm going to go and put it in there right now. So now, once again, you can see in your properties right now that the feel of the frame that I prepared was actually green. So I'm going to say none, and this is what you get. It's the same logo that I had before, but at the moment, it is actually white because I changed it to white. And here in the text frame, I want to put the address of the area that I have. So where do I have the address? I'm going to go all the way down to the text that I pasted, and this is the address that I have. And then I can go in and put art and music downtown LA if I want. But in this case, I'm just going to go in and double click on these guys. And then it is going to be, I'm going to copy it. And then I'm just going to go back here and paste. And then select all. And I'm going to align it to the center. And then in this case, I want to go in and make it Arial. I'm going to make that maybe size 12. I'm going to change the leading a little bit more, so it's going to breathe a little bit better. And then I'm just going to go in and make it bold. And in this case, I want to go in and give it this color of the image that I have. So once again, if I select the container, and I'm going to go to my properties again, I'm going to say none. Really what I wanted to explain to you guys right now, and then of course I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to double click on it. And then I'm going to go back here and make that basically white. I don't know why my machine is jumping, but I'm going to make that paper. And once you have it kind of paper, I'm just going to double click on it and then make that the fill is going to be paper. And then it's 134 North Grand Street. And this is the one that I have. And then 100. And I think I'm missing kind of a number over here. So if I'm going to go back here, I'm going to go and put the other frame here. So this is what I have. I kind of almost finished the area that I have here. And look at this. I'm going to go back here And then we're gonna go into our preview and look how it looks right now. Looking not bad right now. I have auto music, and I have an option I wrote to me to put inside here maybe a music frame of something like this, or maybe not. So this is kind of like the area that I have already here. I'm going to click on W again, and now I'm going to look at this area that I have here. So what I want to put in there, in here, I have the other side, and that's where I want to go in and put the Symphony PSD. So I'm going to select that, File and Place. And once again, I'm going to go to my Photoshop files. And then I have something that says Symphony, and I'm going to go in and place it directly inside. And look what I have over here. I can go in and leave it like this if I wanted it to be on top of the green background, or I simply can say, I don't want a green background, and look at what I have over here. I do have the other panel, and I'm saving. And I'm almost kind of like done with it because I have the stuff here. And the only thing that I want to put in here is a music sign over here, or a music note that I put myself a note. Maybe I'll put it here as well. And then I have some kind of a frame over here that I want to put some text over here. So what text do I want to put there? I'm going to go in here and do File and Place. And I created another text. So you have to be really organized. And I wrote it down, and it says LA Art and Music. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to put it in there. And this is what I have over here. So I have the stuff over here, and it just tells me some kind of a story about LA music and then what's going on over here. And now I really want to go in there and create some kind of text for it. So I want to go back here and then navigate to that. And then I'm going to go back here and create a certain kind of a text frame over here. So when I'm going to go back here, look what I have over here. And then I'm going to go back here and then click and select all. And this is what I have over here in this area. That's the text that I have over there. So it's kind of like part of the text over here that tells you something that has in LA word stuff. So I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to go into Arial, and then I'm going to go in, and I think I did something like too much. So I'm going to select and File and Place. I'm going to place it again, and I just want to make sure this is what I have downtown LA over here. And I'm going to go in and place it inside. And then I'm going to go in and select all, and I'm just going to go in and make it a little smaller over here to just going to be inside the frame over here. I might go in and make it maybe a little bit like that. And then I'm going to go in and look at the frame. So what I'm going to do now, select that one time. And then if I'm going to select actually just the text frame over here, I can see that it's inside the frame. So I'm going to go into my layers panel over here, and then I'm going to go in to click on the frame over here that I have. So now I'm going to go in to the frame, and then I'm going to double click on it. And then I'm going to say no fill to the frame itself. So now I'm going to zoom out to it. And then this one all the way, actually I had it as one, and I shouldn't have it as one thing. So I'm going to move this one actually to this side. And I'm going to go back here and I say none. And now I'm going to click in here and I'm going to do file and place. So you can see sometimes you make your little mistakes over here. And I'm going to go back here and put it inside, select all, and then I might go in and make that Arial because I want to stay with Arial over here. And then I'm just going to make it size 9 over here. And before doing that, I actually want to look at the frame that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my toolbar and I'm going to say show hidden characters. And over here, I kind of see the paragraph that I have. And then I'm going to click on the stunning and I bring it over here. And then I'm going to go in and stretch it a little bit so I can see the stuff that I have all the way down, that the stuff that I have here. And then I'm going to go back here and see how much of the frame that I have. I'm actually going to exit out because I think I put it in the wrong frame. And now I'm going to paste it over here. And now it is going to go in and look for me a little bit better over here. So now if I wanted to change the spacing, I'm going to go in between the paragraph here. And I'm going to go to my properties. And in the paragraph area, I'm going to click on space after. So you can see over here that it is my space after. The other thing that I want to do over here, I want to click on this paragraph. And then I'm going to go in and create a new paragraph style to it. In this case, I do have a paragraph style to it, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it. So I'm going to go back here and say new paragraph style. And this is the style. And I'm going to say opening, drop, cap. And what am I doing over here? This is the basic. I'm going to go into the basic and make it optical. And then I'm going to make that Arial. And it's going to be Arial regular over here. Then next to it, I'm going to go to indent and spacing, and the space after is this, align to left is okay. I'm not going to do any paragraph rules. I'm not going to do any border, but I'm going to go back here to drop cap and nested style. So how many lines do I want to go and go over here? I'm going to go into 2 lines. And then 1 character over here. And then before I do that, I'm going to say apply to the selection. So it's going to apply to the new paragraph style that I'm making. It's asking me, do you have a style to this drop cap? I don't have it right now. So if I do, I'm going to click. I do have a drop cap style that I created, and look at the drop style that I have. That's not the one that I want to go and choose. So I'm going to say new character style. And then in new character style, I'm going to call it new drop. And then I'm going to go to the character color, and I'm going to make it this color over here. That you went in here, and I have the color that I wanted from before. I'm also going to go to the basic format. And in this one, maybe I'm going to go in and make something that says, let's say, Notbury. I'm not sure that this is what I want, but I'm going to click on that. And this is Notbury, and this is okay. So now if I want to change that, I'm going to go back here to my character style, and then I'm going to right click on drop, and I'm going to change the style, or I simply going to highlight just that and then find another kind of typeface that I have that's going to look a little bit better for me. So I'm just going to go back here, and then I'm just going to go back here and then clicking on a different style. I'm looking at different kind of style that's going to be maybe even, and I don't know why I don't see the colors that I have, but I'm gonna go in and look at copper plate, all the stuff here, and maybe even Comic Sans. I don't want Comic Sans. So maybe I'm just gonna go in and then say Apple. And I'm gonna click on Apple Chancery. Let's say I have that. So once I have it over here and I still highlight to it, I'm gonna go back here, and this is my cap over here, and this is my new drop that I have over here. So I'm gonna go back here and then go back and say new character style, and I'm gonna call it Apple Drop. And click OK. So now I have it, and then this is Apple Drop, and this is basically my paragraph. So if I'm going to go back here to my paragraph that I have, I'm going to go in and say new paragraph style, and I'm going to call it opening for the brochure underscore drop cap. And I have it here, and it's all good. So now I'm going to go back to this area here, and then I'm going to go and do something with it. So I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to go in opening for the brochure drop cap, and I'm going to say duplicate. And I'm going to go in opening for the brochure, second para, left indent. And then I'm going to click OK. And right away, I'm going to select that and I'm going to click on it. So now you can see here, it's the same one. But now I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to go to drop cap, and it's the style. I don't have that. I'm going to go back here and say none over here. And in indent and spacing, I'm going to say indent the left one over here. And now you basically can see that this one is the one that you have. It's Arial, it's size 9, and everything is okay. And I have the stuff that I have here. So now I'm zooming in. And then I want to go and put my music area here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select my text frame, make sure everything is in there, that I'm not missing anything. And then I'm moving it and moving it again. So I'm not missing anything over here, and it's all good. And I'm going to do file in place, and I'm going to go in to the music sign that I have it as an AI file. And really what I'm doing, I'm going to drag and drop it, and I have the music sign. So this is actually could be also the music sign that I'm going to put over here if I wanted to go in and create the stuff that I have. And I'm going to zoom out. So now I have the first part and I'm saving. Can I change and do different kind of things over here? Absolutely. But at the moment, what you see, I have my CC library. I also have my local library. So if I want to go in and bring stuff from my local library, I can drag and drop it here. I can even select the text and drag and drop it over here. And then it is going to be the text. You can see I have the music sign already here. I have the Philharmonic here, and I have the Watchtower in front of it. So we did the first one. How are we doing? We do have more time to continue. And if you guys have any question or need to take a break, by all means, we can do that, and then we can continue. So I'm going to go to the second page right now, and I'm going to zoom into it. And then I'm going to check out, actually, before the second page, I'm going to go into the page over here, and I'm going to go back here and just click on that. And really what I want to go and play with it, I want to see if my layers are okay. because the layers in InDesign are actually spread based. So what you see on the spread, that's what you have. So I have this one over here, and at the moment it's inside the master pages. So I'm going to put it here. This is the text frame. I'm going to go back here and put it to the text content for later. And then I'm just going to go back here and look at the stuff. And then I'm looking at the music and I'm going to put it here. And basically, if I have other stuff here, I'm going to select and move that inside the images. So basically, you don't have anything in the master area, just this little page over here. So I can go back here and put it here and then change the hierarchy and put it all the way down. I can group the stuff if I want. I'm actually going to select experience the stuff, and then I'm going to go back here and make that a little bit bigger. And in the paragraph style, you can see here, you have the front heading over here, experience Los Angeles over here. And then if I'm going in and highlighting it, I'm going to make sure this is the right style that I have. So it's all really good over here, and I'm good in this area. So at the moment, I'm going to go into my layers panel again, and then I might go back here to the text area and lock it. So you can see if I unlock the text, this one is inside the text layer over here. But I'm going to lock it. And now I'm going to go back to the other area here. So look what I have over here. Over here, you actually have some other information. If you want to go in and put images inside this area and place them inside. I also created over here a certain object style to the area. So each image has some kind of a drop shadow to it. And then it is kind of wrapping around the area all the way down. So all the way down here, I'm going to go in and then go in and click on that. And then basically I'm going to click and put a text over here. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to say art and music downtown Los Angeles. I'm going to do select all. And while I have it over here, I'm going to make that all caps over here. And then I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. And I'm going to align it to basically the center over here. Or I'm going to go back here and align it to justify inside the area. And once I have it over here, I might go back here and change the color to white. So I am going to go to my properties panel, click on that and change that to paper. And then I'm going to go back here and select the frame and then make the frame the color of the stuff that I had before, which is going to be the color of my logo that I have here, and it is going to be 100%. So this is what I have over here, art and music, downtown Los Angeles. If I click on the letter W, this is what I get. All good. So what do I have with this kind of squares that I prepared? Let's check it out. I'm going to go to my object style and see what I created there. And I called it image frame with a drop. And I'm going to click on that and look what I created over here. I went in here and made a certain drop shadow over there. I also went in there over here And then I did in wrap around the area. And this is the wrapped around. It's going to go back here. And this is the wrapping around that I have. I also have inset inside the area that I have. I don't have a stroke. I do have a fill. So if I don't want to have the fill right now, I'm just going to click on the fill. And if I click on the preview, I'm going to go back here and I'm not going to have, like, let's say, the fill over there. And then if I go back here to the fill, I'm just going to go in image with a drop. And then I'm just going to have no fill to it at the moment. So now I'm going to click OK. So it is saved right now. And then while I have it over here, I'm going to go back and redefine the style. So that's the style that I have. So really what I have to put inside is file and place. And then I'm going to my Photoshop files. And in here, I'm actually going to put the, let's say, the Watchtower. I'm going to click here and I'm going to click on Botero PSD. I'm going to go in and click on the graffiti. I'm going to click on Jeff Koons and then maybe on the Disney and then click OK. And now basically I can go in and decide which one I want to put in there. So this one is the Watchtower. This one is going to be Botero. This one is going to be the Disney, and you can see I have the images. Why is it kind of looking like this and you can see that around? Because you do have a jump object. If I click over here like that, it's not jumping. And if I click over here, you can see it jumping inside the object and plays on top of that. So I have some kind of a nice area. And then if I click on it, you can see that this is what I have. So by creating an object style, you really can go in and save it and create different kind of stuff while you work with it. And I'm going to zoom out. The one that's going to be a little harder to do right now, it's basically going to go back here to the text. And look what I have over here. I have a text frame, I have a text frame, and I have a text frame. And then I'm going to go back here and play with that. So this text frame at the moment are actually not linked. I can go into one text frame and link it to the other and click on this one and link that to that. So now the text frame I'm actually linked. I'm going to go into my text and I'm going to say file and place. And now I'm going to go into the text. I'm not that sure that this text is still accurate, but I can say show import option and I can make a decision. Do I want to remove the style from it completely, or I'm going to go in and have it the way I kind of like went in and typed with it. So it's going to be your decision that you want to go in and do. So I'm just going to go back here. And then in the options that I have over here, I'm just going to go back here. And then I'm going to go in and place it in the area. So I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to place. And look at that. It placed it absolutely directly into it with everything that I have because it was linked. And then, of course, I'm going to go back here and select the 3 text frames because I want it to be on a white background, and I'm going to say no fill and save. So now here is the situation. What do you want to do into the main text that you have? Do I want to have it with Myriad? Do I want to have it with Arial? Maybe I'm just going to select all. So when you do select all, it selects everything that you have. And in this case, I want to go in and make that, let's say, myriad, and I'm going to go and do it size 9. And look what I have in myriad size 9 over here. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to do the kerning optical. And then I'm going to go in the space after. In indent and spacing, I'm going to go in and say 0.625. And now I'm just going to go back here and start clicking on it. And then if I don't want to have this over here, this is how I'm going to start working with that. And really depending now how I'm going to go in and work with the stuff and how do I want the stuff to be kind of like together. So I can start going in and start kind of going in and selecting the area that you have. And then I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to select, oops, basically I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to highlight the Watts Tower. And the Watts Tower over here, it is already a paragraph. And I want to have that actually size 12. And I'm going to make that bold italic. And then I'm going to go in and then going to go in and do the space after 0.0625. And now I'm going to give this one a color. So I'm going to the color and I'm going to give it this color over here, which is kind of like dark magenta over here. And then I'm going to go back here and go back here and create something else to it. So I'm going to go back here and then I'm going to go into the paragraph style over here. And then I'm going to go in here and just go to my paragraph style and say new paragraph style. And I'm going to call that inside headings. And what do I want to do here? I'm checking it out. It is going to be myriad, pro, bold, italic. Everything is okay. In indent and spacing, 0.025. But I have a place that says paragraph rules. And then I'm going to go in and click on below and click OK. And this is what I get. I get kind of like a ruler. I can go in and then I can tell that it is the width of maybe the column that you have, or you can do it the width of the text, but I'm going to do it the width of the column. And now I'm going to go in and just do that maybe size 8. And now when I have it over here, I'm going to go back here, and this is the color that I have. I'm going to go back here to the color that I have, and I'm going to go back here and kind of tint it. So I'm going to go back here, and this is actually the color that I have. Sorry, and then I'm going to tint it, let's say 30%. And click on the preview, and this is what I get. So basically, if I'm going to go in here, it is something like this. Watts Tower, and it's kind of like going in and putting it kind of like on top. So it's a nice looking stuff here, but I don't like the way it looks because maybe I didn't do something. So I'm going to go into my paragraph style. And then I'm going to go back here to the stuff I just made over here, inside heading. I'm going to right click to edit that. And inside my paragraph rules, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to offset it. So I'm going to go back here and offset it a little bit. And now look what you see. And I might even go and make that actually 20. So it gives it kind of like an underline kind of on top of it. So now I can go to Friedrich Foundation and just give it here. I can go to Hauser and then I'm going to go and put it here. I can go to the Music Center and assign it. And let's see if I have other stuff that I want to assign. I'm just going to go into the broad and I'm going to go and assign. Another thing that I want to do, I'm going to click on the extra returns and click on them because I don't need the extra returns. I don't know why I had it, but now I have the extra return and now I don't have it. So look at that. It's all good. We're going to play with other stuff in a minute to make it look maybe a little bit different. But now I have that. I'm saving. Zooming in again. And then I'm going to go into other areas. I might go back here to the URL over here. And then I'm going to go back here and highlight the URL. And then I'm going to go to my new hyperlink. And I'm going to go back here and paste it. And then I'm going to go back here and have maybe a different kind of hyperlink that I call it a hyperlink. Let's see if this is the right color. And this is the one that I have. This is the hyperlink that I have over here to the area that I have. But I'm just going to go back here and select this hyperlink. And now I'm going to go back here and double click here. And then I'm going to go into my hyperlink. And then I'm going to select this one. And that's going to be my hyperlink. And I'm going to select that one. And that's going to be my hyperlink. And I'm going to go into the Music Center. And that's going to be my hyperlink. Let's see if I have other hyperlink that I want to go in and work with it. It's all good. So other stuff that I want to go in, maybe I want to go back here and highlight just this area over here that has all the element of the venue that it is including. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I might go into my paragraph style, and then I'm going to go in and create a list. So if I have a venue list, I have it here. But if not, I'm going to double click here and I'm going to create a list. So look at this. It's Myriad Pro, regular, optical like before. And then indent and spacing. I have a left indent that it's 0.2. The first line indent is minus 0.2. And then if I go into bullet and numbering, you can see that I have a bullet that I brought in from another typeface that I have here. And then the bullet color is kind of red here. So it's all kind of applying here and have that. But also I'm going to go back here and I do have the venue include. And if I want to make that a different kind of stuff here, I'm going to go back here and make that Myriad Pro, and I'm going to make that bold italic and maybe a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go into the flyout menu. And then I'm going to say menu list title. You want to make the name of everything that you have kind of readable so you can start understanding what you have. So I'm okay, but now I want to go in and place something. So what do I want to go and place in there? I'm going to go back here and do file and place. I do have it also in my libraries. I have the dancer, but I want to show you how I made the dancer. I went to the Photoshop file and I clicked on the ballerina. And this one, she doesn't have any layers. And I click OK. And I'm just going to click and drag the ballerina over here. And look at that. I have the ballerina over here, and she's pushing everything that we have. So now we're going to zoom out, or zoom in actually, and then check it out. This is, she's not pushing anything. This one over here, wrap around and detect the edges that we have. So we're going to have here to wrap around and detect the edges. What I have over here, you can go back here and detect the edges that you have over here. Also, you can go back here and you can see the alpha channel that you have. And then you can see over here that the girl is kind of like can push the stuff over there. So now, once I have it over here, I can actually double click on it and kind of put it around. And then if I pushed it around, look what I'm start seeing over here. I basically seeing it over here, and then stuff are kind of like going in and pushing the stuff over there. I'm going to go back here and then maybe go back here to the area of the broad and then go in and bring it kind of like a little bit down. And then I'm going to go into the music center and just going to go in and bring this stuff over there. And now if I click on the ballerina and make her a little bit kind of, I'm going to go back here and then kind of like click and look what I get over there. So if I wanted them to be a little bit more, I can actually add some spaces between the area that I have. I can go back here and highlight that and then change the space after to something a little bit more and click over here and change it a little bit more. So you can see over here, I'm just going to go back here and then push it here. But then if I go back here, I'm going to go in and push the space over here. And now it's looking a little bit kind of like more together. Again, if I'm doing kind of a different kind of typeface, it might look a little bit different. In this case, I changed the typeface over here and I change it to Myriad Pro. So if I click and make it a little bit more, I can go in and get some more stuff. I can also go in and shift return. And then I'm going to go back here and then click on that and then change a little bit the way it is kind of looking over there. If I wanted to go back to this area and make that a little bit smaller, if I make it a little smaller, I can go back here to this guys here and make that a little bit smaller. So it is going to align it kind of more or less the same. So you can start playing with the space after of everything. And then let's say I'm going to do space after, and I'm going to make it a little bit more. And then I'm going to go back here. And then I'm going to click on space after and make it a little bit more. So now you can see that it is going to click here and it's starting to be a little bit more kind of like together. And then I'm going to click here. And then once I click on that, I'm going to go back here and bring it over. So look at that. Now it's starting to look a little bit more. I'm going to select the ballerina and I'm going to put her kind of like on top of the other image. If I'm going to click on W now, this is what I'm getting. And all the area is really kind of hot over there. And I have all the links that I have. So the only thing I want to do now, I'm going to go back here and it says over here, rock. And then if I don't want it to be rocked over here, I'm going to play a little bit until it gets kind of like looking the right way. So now I'm going to select the ballerina, going to my layers panel and see the ballerina is in there. All the elements over here, if I'm going to hold down the shift key, they are in my master pages right now, and I'm going to put it to the images over here. And then the text, I'm going to hold down the text, and then I'm going to move it to the text content. But before that, I'm going to unlock it. So if I go into the text content, I don't have that. If I go into the images, I don't have that. If I go into the ballerina, she's part of the images. And now my layers are really working okay with everything that I have. So what shall I do right now? I'm zooming out, and then I'm almost done with my three-fold brochure. Just to understand everything that I have from Illustrator or from Photoshop, I can go right away to the area and I can go in and change everything that I have. So that means that it's all linked inside. I also can go back here, and then I'm going to right click and do a presentation. So if I'm looking to a presentation, I have art and music over here, and I have it with the music sign. And then if I go back here to the second one, I do have the stuff inside the brochure. If I feel like this area is kind of like too white, which is no problem. With white area, I can put extra stuff here. I can make the images a little bit bigger. I can change a lot of the stuff here to create something that looks kind of like more together. But I'm okay with it. It looks really cool. I'm going to hold on the escape, and now I'm going to go back here and save it. So if I don't like anything, if I'm going to select just the ballerina, and I'm going to go to the links panel, and then I am going to go back here and go edit with, I can go in to go and edit with Photoshop 24 7.1, which is basically, or 25.1, which is the latest Photoshop that I have. And I can see here the ballerina. And this is a little Photoshop over here within InDesign. And this is why sometimes you need to know a little bit of Photoshop to understand what's going on over here. I'm going to go in Photoshop to my layers panel. And this is what I have. I have just the ballerina. I don't even have a mask over there, but I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to go in to hue and saturation, and I'm going to colorize the ballerina and make her kind of more reddish looking, almost like with the mood of the stuff. And if I'm going to go in and save and jump over to InDesign, look what I'm getting. So basically what you get here in InDesign right away, some kind of the change gonna reflect upon everything that you have. It is the same link. You want to place within InDesign native Photoshop file, so you can go back and forth and do it absolutely non-destructive. But if I don't like that, of course, I can jump over non-destructive. So you can see over here, I turn it off. I'm saving it. I'm jumping over to InDesign, and look what happened now. All of a sudden, I don't see the change because it didn't update it. So I'm going to double click and modify it, and look at that. I just modified it, and it's all looking nice and clean over here. So it's kind of like fun way to work. The same thing is going to work if you are going to work with Illustrator files. So everything you place within InDesign, it's basically kind of your little bucket. So where do I go from here? I can save it, file, save as, or save. But now if I want to send it to you guys, if I'm just going to send you the InDesign file, you're basically not going to get all the elements that I have unless I'm going to embed it within the file, which we don't want to do that. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to package. So once I'm going to go in and package it, this is the dialog box that you're going to get. File and package. I'm going to get the dialog box over here. I can create a printing instruction if this is what I want to do. I can tell them the typeface I'm going to use, everything that I have over here. I can also say show only the mistakes, and then I'm going to package. When you package it, it's telling you the following. It is going to copy the fonts or the typefaces that activated from Creative Cloud or CJK, which is Chinese, Japanese, or in Korean, are not going to be packaged within the file that you have. It is going to copy the links and the graphics. It's going to update. You can also tell it to include IDML, which is for InDesign, that it is before CS6. So it's CS5, CS4, and CS5, CS6, and CS4. And that's what you have over here. So now I'm going to go back here. Also, it's going to include print document, high quality modified over here. And then I'm going to go back here and package. And it's going to tell you, do not do anything with fonts that you have, and click OK. And then if I packaged it, and then I am going to go right away to my desktop. Hopefully I packaged it on my desktop, so I can find it over here. And I didn't package it on my desktop. So let's figure out where did I package it. So I'm gonna go back here and package it again. File and package. And I'm going to tell it exactly where to package. And then it is going to go in and went into my creating and making collaboration with Express. I'm just going to go back here to USC seminars. No, I'm just going to go and put that on my desktop. And then I'm going to do the same thing. But over here, you can also do that. If you need to do it as a spread, you need to create a new kind of a PDF that tells you to go back here and create a PDF that it is a spread. And I'm going to package it. Now I'm going to go to my desktop. This is it over here. But look what happened here. Not good, because what happens here, when I had the PDF over there, I didn't have a PDF as a spread. So look what it took. It took each one of them and did it as a page. Could work, but that's not what I want to do. So I'm going to go back to InDesign, and then I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to go back here to Adobe PDF, and I'm going to define a preset. And then this one, I'm going to define a new preset, and I'm going to call it spread. And now I'm going to click on spread over here, and then I can also tell it to include interactive document. So include the interactive document that you have. And then if you have anything that you want to go back here, you can go and do that. And then I'm going to go back here. And let's say I'm going to go and click it as spread. And I'm going to click it OK. And then I'm going to click done. So now I can actually do file and export. And then if I'm going to my desktop, I'm going to go back here and do another PDF. and then I'm going to call it spread. And then I'm going to go in and export it to PDF. And then if I go in and click save, I'm going to go back here and find the one I just made. And then the last one is spread. And this is what I have over here. And I'm going to go in and click OK. So now when I clicked OK, look what I have. I have a spread. And it's all looking good. And if I click over here, it allows here, and then it is going to go in and goes to art and music in the art center, and it's all looking good. And the last thing that you can do, which is really awesome, is basically go back here to InDesign and then go back here and publish online. So what does it mean you publish online? You're going to go in and you say threefold brochure. You can tell the client a description. You really want to have all pages, but in this case, yes, you do want to have a spread, right? You can even tell it allow to download a PDF. If you go to the advanced area, you can decide what the first page is going to be. But if I'm going to go in and choose an image, I can click over here, and then I'm going to go back here, and then the image that I want to go back here, it has to be a JPEG. So I'm going to go and find some kind of a JPEG if I have. I don't have a JPEG right now because I don't like to use it, but maybe I do have some kind of a JPEG over here, and I don't. But you can prepare a JPEG and have it as the image, and then you're going to go and publish. So now I'm publishing it, and then you can see that I'm publishing online, and in a minute, you're really going to see. I'm going to go in and view the document. And this is it over here. And then I can view the document all the way down. I can download it as a PDF. I can share it with people. And then the links are actually live over here. So I can go into the link and basically click on the links, and it's going to go directly to the area that you have. So this is Watts Tower Center, and it looks at that. So everything that you do, I can go back here and click on that. And if it is a link, the link is live also in publish online. So that's really, really cool because you can send it to the client and they see right away the stuff that you have. Where do you see it in InDesign? You can copy it, you can tweet it, you can even close it. But if you go to File, and then you can go to Publish Online or Publish Online Dashboard, that's your own dashboard that you can do all your publish online. So you can see here, I published something else the other day. I published something else for Adobe Express the other day. So if I click on it, maybe if I don't have it over here, this is another seminar that I did, but I published it online with Adobe InDesign, and I have basically all the elements directly here, and people can go into this area and you can see that you have all the links and everything with it. So on your dashboard, you have all the stuff that you published before, and it's always great to go into the dashboard. If you don't want to have certain things, you can go in and delete the stuff. Let's say I did stuff on Adobe Firefly a few weeks ago as well. And this is what I have here. And then I have some links maybe here. And this is the stuff that I clicked. So if I want to go and show somebody else what I did, this is what I have over here that I clicked in, and I have different kind of blogs that I give people to look at. So basically, this is it. But let's sum it up in a minute. Let's look at what we did. And before we let it go, I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to go into the swatches, and I'm going to go in and say, select all unused. So the swatches that I didn't use, I basically gonna delete them and I'm not gonna have them. In the paragraph style, I'm gonna go back here and say select all unused, and all the paragraph style that I didn't use, I'm gonna go in and delete them. I'm gonna do the same thing with the character style. Select all unused, and then the one that I don't need, I am deleting it. So everything is really nice and clean over here, and I have the stuff that I have. So what happened, and I'm going to go and save it. So what happened even if I open my simple template, the first one, file and open, and I'm going to go to the folder start. And this is what I have: no paragraph style, no object style, and no character style, nothing. But if I want to have it there, I can actually go back here and say load all text style. And I'm going to go to my desktop and going to go back here to the InDesign file I just did. And then the basic I'm not going to put in because I have it, but I'm going to go in and click and look what I have. In the character style, maybe you get the stuff that you don't need. But in the paragraph style, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to go back here and take away the stuff that I just don't need. And then I can also go to the object style and say load object style. And I'm going to go to the same one and bring it over and then look at what I have. I have image with a drop. So if I'm going to go in and start drawing and just do image with a drop, look what I'm getting. If I'm going to go back here and then click and drag and just put some text, fill with placeholder text, everything that I'm going to go in here, I can go back here and say opening with drop cap and look what you get. I'm going to select that and left indent, select that, left indent, and I basically have everything that I have. So you want to go in and create your paragraph and character style, your object style, and everything that you have, and put it inside your template. I did have it in the other template as well. So when I go in with the template, I will try to have the paragraph style, the character style, and everything else with it. Any questions? Any thoughts before we close in the stuff that we did today? Once again, we created a 3-fold brochure with the assets that I gave you. If you open the assets again, you can redo it again based on what I talked about, or you can create your own paragraph and character style and use this asset. You can also go in and create a different kind of a 3-fold brochure based on the stuff that we have. So you could see here, I can change that, and then I can go back here and do that. Do I have other samples over here that I gave you? Yes, I do. If you go in to your stuff that I gave you, and then you go back here to art and music folder, you can see that you have all the links over here. You can see that you have actually the document font, because I did use some stuff that was not from the cloud. And then I have a PDF. One of them looks like that, almost looking like the one that we did. The colors are different. And I have another PDF that looks a little bit different. And then maybe I have, this is one that I have, I think I called it with some kind of PDL with texture. So I think there was a texture in there. Yes, that was the texture that was in there, kind of very light, and was different actually from the one that I have. But you do have the finals with different kind of typefaces. So you can go in and create your own brochure. If you feel like creating your own logo, that's another chore. I created the logos in Illustrator. I created and cut the images in Photoshop. And with that said, I think we're done for today. If there's no other question, I'm going to wait for a minute to see if you guys have any question. I see you all smiling at me and say it's all good. It's great that everybody is smiling and really getting it. If you have any question, I'm always here on Thursdays, so you can always come and ask me any question that you have. Have a great day, and then I will talk to you very soon. This semester, we finished all our seminars. Next semester, we're going to have more seminars about other interesting things. So we hope you are going to join us. Thank you for coming, and I will post the recording on the portal. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.